All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the webinar presented by Party Center Software and TrustWorkz. We're just going to kind of stall here just for a couple more moments just to make sure that everyone can get signed in and ready to go with the webinar. Just want to take a moment to thank everyone here for taking time out of their busy day. Obviously, things are ramping up back into school season in the fall. There's a lot going on at probably everyone's facilities. So again, thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us here in the webinar, learn a little bit about what mobile-friendly web design is and why it's important for you as a business owner, operator, general manager, whatever the case may be. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. My name is Danny Gruding. I am the Director of Marketing at Party Center Software. I have been in the entertainment industry in various capacities for over 7 years. I've done operations, management, training, marketing, a number of different things. We also have a couple team members here from TrustWorkz, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Eckmark. I'm the CEO and President of TrustWorkz. We focus on internet marketing and web design for the family fun industry. We work with actual FECs and we also work with the vendors. I come with about 10 plus years of experience and yeah, it's one of my favorite places to be with family fun.
All right, I'm Hillary Byers. I'm the marketing manager here at TrustWorkz. If you've been to any of the trade shows, I am usually there chatting with everybody and would love to connect with anybody after the webinar if you have any more questions. But I've been in marketing for the past 5 years, everywhere from the fashion industry to family entertainment, and love digital marketing, find so much excitement in it and see how much it's benefiting, especially our family entertainment centers. So we're excited to share with you some great information on the importance of mobile, and we're excited to get started.
Excellent. And for those that may not be familiar, just want to give an introduction to Party Center Software. We are a software provider for entertainment facilities with online party booking, event management, point of sale, a number of different features that are all kind of integrate together to manage your entire facility. So if you're not familiar, that's what Party Center Software does. And also, before we really get into this, if you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to type those questions into your little chat box, and we'd be happy to answer those. And any questions that we think might be really beneficial to everyone, we'll also go over at the end and kind of answer any of those specifically for everyone in here. So here are the 3 things that we're kind of going to be going over today. First is the how do mobile responsive sites work and what exactly are they? Then we're going to compare some responsive versus non-responsive websites so you can see the difference between them. And lastly, we'll talk about the effect to your bottom line and what it means for your business. So before we go any further, we're going to send out a poll here. And I'm going to launch that now. You guys should see that on your screen. Some of you may already know what mobile responsive is. Some of you may not. So go ahead and feel free to answer the question of whether or not your current website is mobile responsive. If you're not sure what exactly that means, or if you don't know, feel free to say, I'm not sure. We're actually going to go over this answer again when we reach kind of the middle and end of the webinar to see if there's anyone who isn't sure, if we've been able to maybe teach you a couple things, and based upon that, maybe your answer has changed. So I'll give you just a couple more seconds for those answers to come through. Perfect. Looks like we're split about half and half with yeses and nos. All right. So I'll send this over Kevin's way, and he'll explain a little bit about what mobile responsive is.
All right, it's the poll still.
Oh, yeah, let me get that.
There we go. All right. So, as many of mobile sites are really important. There are basically three different types of popular ways to do a mobile website. The one that we're going to talk about is the one that Bing and Google all recommend, and that is mobile responsive. Basically, the big thing that mobile responsive sites let you do is take one website, the same website that you see on your desktop, and make many different formats for it. So basically what you want to do is you have a website that responds in various layouts and adapts to the screen size. So if you have a TV, a large desktop screen, like a lot of people have a large iMacs, or your iPad, or your smartphone. The big benefit of this is that you only have one website. So you only have one website to update or change around whenever you have new specials or seasonal events, things like that. So it really makes it a lot easier for FECs to change on the fly without having to spend a lot of money on a developer or spend a lot of time making the update. So this is basically a graphic that kind of explains what I'm trying to explain a little bit more with the screen sizes, and it's just one website, simplifying it for everyone.
Excellent. So when it comes to mobile responsive, there's kind of two parts of this. One part is for your website itself, and the other portion is for your online booking. Now, when it comes to Party Center software clients, of all of the birthday parties that are kind of booked for our clients, 40% of those are done through online booking, which is a extremely high number. And we think about, well, why does that happen? Well, there are so many other industries that you can kind of think about, and everything's kind of steering us toward online registration, online booking, online purchasing. You think about, how did you get registered for the webinar we're watching right now? How do you book flights and hotels? How do you run a car? Potentially, how do you do shopping? A lot of people do it online, things like Amazon, Zulily, Etsy, things like that. So there's kind of this big trend where a lot of consumers are being trained to turn to the internet to make these reservations online. So first, just having that online booking is a very important part of maintaining success. It creates the perceived value in the consumer's eyes for both ease of use and time savings and convenience. So when we look at online booking, of all the parties that are booked online, the number of parties booked from a mobile device has been increasing over the years. So 3 years ago, it was only at about 18% and has steadily risen to this past year. Half of all birthday parties for our clients that were booked online were done from a mobile device. And so this shows, and we expect this number to continue to rise. So this shows just how important it is to have both a website as well as an online booking that caters to various devices and has a built-in responsiveness to it.
All right, so when we're talking about the overall effectiveness of mobile responsive searches, what we found is 70% of mobile searches lead to action on a website within an hour. So what does that mean? Say your customer is Googling you or putting your information into Bing, and they find you on a review site. If it's Yelp, if it's Google reviews, if it's Facebook reviews, this stat is actually saying that if they find you on that site, they click through, that an action is made. That can either be an email, a phone call, actually writing a review, booking a party, reading a blog post, and really this overall any sort of mobile searches. So this could be them putting in birthday parties in my local area, family fun, wanting to be found for these key terms. When they land on your site, there is an action that is being addressed after it. So right there, you can see the ROI of how effective mobile responsive really is for your business. All right, so the next piece is really talking about responsive versus non-responsive and trying to understand what the difference is. According to the poll we just took, a lot of you are on a mobile responsive website. However, really understanding what that means, it's kind of broken out here. So these two images give sort of a visual of what you'd be looking at if you were looking at not a mobile responsive website, which is the moz.com, and then looking at the actual mobile-friendly version. Like Kevin was mentioning before, mobile responsive really will readjust your website to make sure that it is visually pleasing. The user interface it is helping the user really navigate it. So if you look at the non-mobile response, it's difficult to read it. If you're on an iPhone, think about how small that is. You have to zoom in and out. It could be formatting weird, and you could really essentially lose a customer very quickly because they just can't find what they're looking for. And the picture on the right, the mobile responsive, it has clear calls to action. Think about if a mom or dad is in the car trying find out where you're located or how to book a party, or they're sort of on the run trying to figure it out. You want them, when they first land on your website, to be able to find all the key navigation opportunities, the phone number, your party booking button, those calls to action to make people actually take that next step and call you up, email you, follow you on Facebook, book a party. And this really is a visual representation of how clear the difference is.
And taking that kind of one step further here, this is the same kind of idea, looking at the difference in not mobile-friendly versus mobile-friendly for an actual online booking page. So the one on the left, as you can see, not mobile-friendly. Just as Hillary was saying, a site like that won't have any content that adjusts. It just shrinks it down to fit the page. And so all the text is extremely small. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of pinching and zooming that needs to be done to even navigate the site to see what's happening. Whereas on the right side, a mobile-friendly online booking that we have, everything is automatically adjusted to your size screen. As you can see, it's very easy to see what you're looking at, selecting the packages, selecting a date and time. It's all very simple to use. That's one of the biggest things that we're going for, and really that online booking is about mobile responsive is about, is keeping things as simple as possible given your much smaller real estate for a user experience on a phone, whether that be an iPhone or something from Samsung or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of, again, seeing the difference between those and which one's easier to use. And at the end of the day, when you look at this and you're a mom or a dad that's looking to book a party for your child and you're on your phone and you're trying to get it done, which are you more likely to continue with? Well, the one on the right is going to have a higher percentage of customers that go through and finish the booking because it's a lot easier to use on the device that they happen to be using at that time.
And this kind of rolls into what Danny was finishing up with, but prioritizing the user experience for your customer helps prevent them from ditching your site and returning to Google search to find a more user-friendly site. Basically, when you put the mobile friendliness first and really address the needs of the user, they're more likely to stick around and search your site, actually perform an action, such as calling you or booking a party. When you're using mobile friendly. If your site isn't mobile friendly, then they're more likely to go back after being frustrated by clicking the wrong button 10 times and find your competitor. It's just how we've been programmed now. So, yeah. And for the next poll, now that we've reviewed this topic, has your opinion changed at all? Do you think your website is mobile responsive? Is it not? Let us know.
We'll give that just a couple more seconds for the rest of those answers to come in. Okay, so it looks like maybe a couple more people may have said after initially thinking that the website could be mobile responsive, maybe it's not now, or maybe you're still not sure, which is, totally fine. A lot of times these topics can be a little bit complex, especially if you don't have a background in web design or anything like that, which is exactly where companies like TrustWorkz and ourselves come in to take care of that and bear that burden for you, and we're able to provide the resources that you need. So any of you that are still not sure or have any questions at the end, feel free to ask or follow up with us afterward. We'd be happy to help you. So the third section here, we're going to talk about kind of the effect to your bottom line and how to market for mobile web. So before we get into that, we'll talk about here, studies show 70 to 80% of consumers research a business online before doing business with that company. So if your potential customers can't find you online, or they're searching on a mobile device and your website is not mobile responsive and mobile friendly, and they get frustrated, that could potentially hurt your business and have you lose revenue, which is why mobile responsive sites have such a big impact on search results, and especially when you look in Google. I think that Kevin had mentioned this earlier, when there are two sites, one being mobile responsive, one being not. Mobile responsive sites will have a higher priority in Google and Bing's eyes in the way that they run their algorithms. So if you offer online booking for parties, you're more likely to be able to capture revenue for consumers during the research process. So as I mentioned, a vast majority of consumers will want to research different facilities and local businesses. Let's say, they're a month or two out from their child's birthday party, and they're doing online research to see what parties are available. Well, just having that online booking there in the first place, you're a lot more likely to be able to capture that revenue while they're in their research phase, because they have the convenience of being able to do everything right then or right there, not having to actually call in or physically go into your facility at a later point in time.
Okay, so when we're talking about having a mobile responsive website, the key piece is actually making sure that your website design is mobile responsive, as well as making sure that you're marketing your business for mobile web. There are three popular ways of optimizing your website for mobile devices, but the design, like I said, is the easiest way to maintain and implement. It also, like Kevin had mentioned in the beginning, it happens to be Google and Bing's preferred mobile design solution. So since Google and Bing are taking over the world, we have to make sure that we are, marketing, and our websites are being found for it. So starting, your quest for mobile marketing domination with a mobile responsive website is number one, and then your next sort of steps for making sure that you are marketing correctly is local search engine optimization. I'm sure a lot of you have heard, SEO, what does that mean? How is that going to be benefiting my site? And making sure that your website is properly optimized for relevant keywords that match your customers are searching for on Bing and Google and Bing. So essentially what you are wanting to be found for, if it's bowling in your local town, if it's roller skating, if it's just overall family fun, making sure that your website is properly optimized for those keywords will actually make a difference. When we're talking about the 70% of people that are searching are actually within an hour, doing something. There's a call to action. Making sure you're being found for the right words versus, what your competitors is huge. Claim and optimize local listings. I have said this many times. Review sites are a blessing and a curse for many of us. And making sure that your information is correct on it can make the world of a difference. If somebody's trying to find you on their phone and they end up on Yelp and your address is wrong, your phone number is wrong, your hours are incorrect, you could be losing business right there. So that's a huge, huge piece of it. And then we move to creating original content. When I talk, TrustWorkz, we're sort of an overarching, web presence management, but a core piece of What we believe in is making sure that not only do you have content that is original, but content that really makes sense for your business. And sort of starting a content marketing strategy that will get your SEO moving, get your sales increasing, getting yourself found for these keywords. And then sort of the last piece of it, and there's many different pieces of it, but we've really condensed it down to a couple slides, but sharing your content on social media, especially in the family entertainment industry, which is so fun for us because your industry is so engaged on social media. It's moms, it's dads, it's kids, it's community, and making sure that you're sharing all that content on social, that your actual social buttons are correctly placed on your website so that people can find you and like you and follow you is super, super important for your business. So to kind of go into this, as we conclude our webinar, we hope that you had some really great takeaways. If you're interested in learning more about internet marketing, about mobile responsive websites, myself, Kevin, we're more than happy to talk with you, to do actually a walkthrough with you to see if your site is in fact mobile responsive, see where you are with your SEO, your social media strategy, and really get you on the right path. So yeah, you can contact us there, and I can provide my email after this for more information.
Excellent. Additionally, if you want to learn more about online booking or any of the other features that we offer to help your business, you can feel free to book a demonstration where we can personally walk you through all the different aspects, how it works, how it can benefit, and streamline some of the things that you do, save time, and increase your revenue. You can do that straight through this link here on our website. Additionally, a couple housekeeping things. We'll be sending out an email later this week that will include a link to download the PDF of the presentation that we just gave. Additionally, we will have the video online of this webinar presentation for you to be able to watch again. So if you want to review this again, show anyone else as a part of your staff, whatever the case may be, you have that opportunity to do that later this week once we send that email out. And again, a lot of this can be kind of a pretty complex topic, and we just wanted to give a 1,000-foot view here and get the conversation started. So if you have any additional questions now, feel free to type those in, and we'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, we're more than happy to follow up with you afterwards on a more one-on-one type basis and answer any additional questions that you have. So we'll just wait a second here to see if any questions do come through. Not seeing anything here on my chat. So again, thank you for taking the time to join us here for this webinar. We wanted to keep it kind of short and to the point because I know a lot of you are a little bit busy here. Oh, Jay Tritley is trying to ask a question. If you guys want to ask a question, you can type it straight into the chat box here. Oh, Brian Weatherford. I'm sorry about that. Yep, Brian wants us to send him an email. We'll go ahead and take care of that. Not a problem. Any other questions for either myself or for Kevin and Hillary from TrustWorkz? All right. Well, I think that kind of concludes everything. Thank you again for joining us, and have a fantastic week.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.